Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica Minh, and I am absolutely in love with life. To me, to be alive by itself is already a privilege. So I enjoy every single moment that I have, because even if it's a good one or a bad one, it is still something meaningful in your life. I've never looked at another person thinking, wow, this person is so lucky. Why do I have to deal with all these troubles? Instead, I understand that each and every one of us has our own problems and dealing with our own battles. And we perceive happiness in completely different ways. So I'm here today to share with you my own experience in the hope that it will inspire you to live your own life to the fullest, no matter the obstacles. Growing up in Vietnam was not always easy. I was made to understand that the means of my survival was to become the best, to be able to go abroad and better my life and the life of my family. So I studied very hard, day and night, just like many of you today in the audience, because I needed to be not only good, but excellent. I think many of you here today and across Asia can relate to this pressure that I have. So I did manage to get the top score in the national examination to one of the best universities in Vietnam and made my parents proud. I also managed to get the scholarship to study overseas. However, I was not happy. I was stressed all the time. Had anyone told me that I could embrace pressure, to use it as my source of strength and motivation, I would have enjoyed the journey a lot more. So over the years, I have learned that pressure is a positive thing. It can actually help you, and if you embrace it, you can transform and innovate. So that's what I did. And in 2009, I graduated from the University of Birmingham in the UK. This was also the year of the Great Recession. So many of my friends who are foreign graduates, they had to leave the UK and they had to go back to their own country because it was so hard to get a job, let alone become successful. So what do? I felt the same pressure. I was completely lost because I couldn't find a job that I truly loved. So with very little amount of savings that I had, I decided to start my own business and define my own ideal profession. And that is to become a fashion producer, combining my strength in event management and my passion for fashion. I took a risk and it worked. Had I let the pressure overtook me, or if I was too afraid, I would not become the person I am today standing in front of you. And you know what helped to take the pressure off a little? The fact that I accept that there is always a possibility of failure. And if I had failed for the first time, it wouldn't have mattered because I would try again and again until I would succeed. I was young, like most of you here today, and I had very little to lose but a lot of experience to gain. You know, when you try to do something differently, you become unique. Unique is fantastic. However, unique can also make you face unpredictable challenges and speculations. So in 2011, I decided to take unique to the next level. And what I did is that I staged a fashion show on England's iconic London's Tower Bridge. This was very significant because it was the very first time in the history of this bridge that anyone had ever done such a thing. I was pressured by just about anyone who thought I was completely insane. I did it anyway, and it was a great success, not only in the UK, but all around the world. So this experience motivated me to go even crazier. And I took my catwalk series, global. I would travel across the continents and put on shows at the most iconic venues in the world. After finding my place in the fashion world with my global catwalk series, I found myself being pressured again. In a very competitive industry such as fashion, where everyone is creative and constantly evolving, if you do not reinvent yourself continuously, you are going to be cast aside. So I made a decision to add and promote the renewal energy through my catwalks. Renewal energy is something that is actually very meaningful and important to humans' life. In 2015, I faced my very first natural disaster when a huge storm unexpectedly arrived at my catwalk show in Spain at a solar power plant and destroyed the entire backstage area 2 hours before the show. Everyone was panicking and the show was at high risk of cancellation. So what do? Do I give up and cancel the show? Or do I try to find a solution to the problem immediately? You see, in everyone's life, there are always moments that you will remember forever. And this was one of mine. So I decided to fight. I used the bus that transport all the models and my crew to the plant to become the new backstage area. And against all odds, the show was a great success. What I have learned from this experience is that besides the fact that pressure could push you all the way and help you to innovate and transform, it can also show you the power of teamwork and the people who are really behind you. When I saw my team of young, brave, creative individuals working together through the storm, I didn't see challenges, I didn't see pressure. I saw pride and hope and happiness. And all the pressure in the world was completely worth it. So I continued doing my shows at places all around the world, more challenging shows, and faced even more natural disasters such as heat waves on top of Hoover Dam or floods on the Sand River where my show took place. But I was no longer afraid. Instead, I was excited to face all these challenges because they are the opportunities for me to show the world what I do. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I have everything figured out because I really don't. I have no idea what tomorrow will bring. But what I do know is that as human beings, we always have this inner strength within us to be able to face any obstacles that life may throw at us. And we also have a choice. We always have the liberty to choose how we want to experience pressure. With stress or with great excitement. Thank you.